Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing today? Another day on the Outer Banks. Today, I just came off the beach road on the Ocean Bay Boulevard. We're gonna go check out Collington today. And I got a request in the comments to do Bermuda Bay, so I'm gonna cover that as well, and also go into Bombay. All on this one stretch here, Ocean Bay Boulevard, which goes into Collington Road. Currently at the traffic light, right across the street. We'll begin our journey. Right, we got the go-ahead. Nothing much on the first stretch here. We got Metro Rental for all your wedding rental supplies. And then right up here you have a lot of town buildings. You got the Kildover Hills Police Department here on the left. On the same stretch, you have the Kildover Hills Town Library. And then at this traffic light, you have First Flight, Elementary, Middle, and High School. And then on this next turn here, we're gonna enter into Bermuda Bay. I don't know a whole ton about this community. I haven't been back here too much. I've visited a buddy or two when they lived back here. That's all I know about it. I do know that there is a nursing home facility back here as well. And then right across the street from that here is the Wright Brothers Memorial. We got the recycling center right here, and you just keep on going and we will be entering Bermuda Bay. These are fairly new condos. They made them very bright, vibrant, kind of like Easter egg colors. Okay, the name of that nursing facility is Spring Arbor. Then once you get down here, you make this left around the bend, and we have arrived. I believe it's a big mix back here between residential and tourist housing. Very colorful community, as you'll see. Sign says, slow your tail down. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically, all these houses mostly the same. They're just carbon copies of each other, all different colors. And they all have little names of their own little neighborhoods. We got the newest apartments here on the left, Somerset Apartments. They are built by none other than the local hated construction business Saga. Hate's a strong word. They are very disliked, only for the reason that a lot of people still feel that the Outer Banks should be untouched and not so developed, and Saga seems to get their hands on everything. And as you can see right here, I'm going to show you, they're doing even more. This is Saga built homes. They're putting them everywhere, and there's that. Nobody wants that. That's why I edit these videos. I have mixed feelings about the subject because everything comes with change. It's to be expected, but they sure have done a job of overpacking the Outer Banks with all the development. So what Saga likes to do is they like to come in here, find nice long stretches of land, and build entire carbon copy communities. And that's what we're looking at back here in Bermuda Bay. And I haven't explored much back here, so bear with me. I'm gonna discover it with you guys. As you can see, not much neighborly space here, kind of right on top of each other. That is the Saga way. Just had a nice looking lady wave at us. That's a common thing here in North Carolina. Everybody likes to just wave some more. So this is the gist of Bermuda Bay. I'll probably just come through this one little section and then make my way back, only because it all looks the same. It's all the exact same concept, just divided up into different named neighborhoods. I would say Bermuda Bay is fairly new. I want to say they came around, they got a little rec center over here. If I had to pick something, and if I could just took that right, we would go into another carbon copy community like the one we just came out of. I'm gonna keep going straight, get back on Collington Road, and we're gonna hit up Bombay Harbor. All right, we're gonna make that left, Ocean Bay Boulevard into Collington Road, directly across the street. Like I said, on the way in, we got Wright Brothers Memorial. You can't see it because it's blocked by their maintenance facility here. But you got the bike path that runs along this entire stretch here up till the first roundabout to get into Collington Road, and then you can make a right and end up back the First Street neighborhoods, back over by Landing Drive. But we are on vehicle today, so we'll keep on with this Collington Road. And the very next turn that I make is Bombay Harbor. And just around the bend here, right before we really get into Collington, you can take this left. As you can see, bike path on my right. People enjoying this nice springish kind of day, even though it's not springtime, it's still the end of February. we're gonna make this left, Bombay Harbor. Be careful on this left. There's a sharp turn coming right around, and you gotta gauge it right. You gotta kind of look far ahead to make sure there's gonna be no oncoming traffic. And here we go, Bombay Harbor entrance. This is a residential neighborhood for BX locals live. I once lived here for a little bit. Over here on the left, this first left is Partridge Trail. And I lived over there for about a year. Nice quiet neighborhood. You can hear the school sports going on because, as I mentioned earlier, First Flight schools are right next door. And this bumps up right to the community that we just left in Bermuda Bay. You can actually walk through the woods right here and get to Bermuda Bay. Not a big giant neighborhood or anything, but it is a nice peaceful one, and I enjoyed living over here in my year span. If you like that woodsy scenic view for your living situation, I would say that Bombay Harbor is a good spot for that kind of ambiance. Probably can't see it on the camera, but I can actually see the houses in Bermuda Bay on my left. You can literally just walk a few feet to get there. Turning right on the Fox Grape. This is all still part of Bombay Harbor. Take that right to go right back to the way we were on Partridge Trail. You can take this right here on Bayberry and get back to Partridge Trail. Or I can keep going to the stop sign, take the right, and get right back to Collington Road, and that makes it one big circle, is what this neighborhood is. Some lovely landscape to look at if you're into that kind of thing. Although I do recommend they chop that tree down. Exiting from, you can see the bike path and where it turns to go back to the neighborhoods in First Flight Village. And same concept as making a left turn in here. Make sure you're very careful making that right or left turn out of here, because there is a sharp curve that enters into Collington Road, and you gotta gauge it just right. On my left, we got Collington Cafe. That's a really great spot to go get you some food. Kind of fancy with it. Old school house turned into a restaurant. On my left here, we have my favorite place to go get a tattoo. Not sure if you can see it on the camera. It is Croatan Tattoo Company. That's where I've been going the past few years. And you got your sound on the right. Collington is a windy road, so make sure you're going proper speed. We've done a lot of changes through here in Collington over the years. I actually used to have to take the bus through here every morning and into the Collington Harbor, which is where we're headed. If there's any kind of storm, it floods for obvious reasons. If there's strong winds, it's going to push this water right onto the road, and then you might be kind of held hostage at your house for a few days, sometimes without power. Hurricanes, it gets pretty rough back here, but it can also do that for just a simple storm. Billy's Seafood on my left. Kind of the only seafood market back here. I believe there is a supplier or two that sells to mostly commercial businesses, but that Billy's Seafood, you can go get you some local raw seafood. Collington is mostly residential. There's a few businesses back here. You got the Salt Box Cafe. I've heard good things, never been myself. And I believe there's a pizza shop back here. Might have been named something else, so I don't want to get it wrong. Got a Hilltop Cemetery here on the left. When I say they changed this place quite a bit from when I was a kid, just within the past few years they've extended the road, and the only reason I kept up with that is because there was residents complaining that they were building the road on top of their property, and it was taking away some of their property, including that cemetery I just showed you. So on my left is Sunrise Crossing. It's Collington's kind of newest neighborhood, other than this other one that I'm going to show you. We're currently on the Sergeant Earl Murray Bridge, named after an officer that lost his life in the line of duty out here. He was on the chase with somebody in Nag's Head, lost control of his vehicle, and crashed into a power pole. And so they named that bridge after him. The only reason I know that is because he used to live right across the street from me. They changed this road entirely right here, and it's kind of blowing my mind a little bit because there used to be a extremely sharp turn right around the church that we just came around, and it used to scare me every morning on the bus because it was really sharp. You got Harbor Grill and Pizza. It's been a few things, so that's why I waited to tell you what it is, but there's their pizza shop. This spot right here used to be Collington Pawn Shop. Actually, it's still written on there. That's surprising. It looks like it's just U-Haul rentals now. We got the most famous place in Collington as far as business. On my left is TJ's. It's kind of their only deli style place to go get a bite to eat, and it's the only gas station back here as well. That's Collington Harbor right here on my left. I'm going to save that for another video and just keep going and show you guys how far back this goes. As you can see, Collington is surrounded completely by water, other than the stretch that it took to get in here. But once we're back here, it's all water. And it runs deep. It's a mixture of woodsy and island. There is a great percentage of the Outer Banks that lives back here. As I explained, the other issue of why a lot of people don't care to move to Collington is because it's right in that school zone. So daily the traffic gets backed up to no end. And here I am at the farthest point I can go on this road. I'm gonna whip it back around, but I'm gonna turn over here, show you guys the sound a little bit, show you the path we took from a distance. And I'm just on the straight and narrow. I wanted to take you guys to that end of the road first, and then on my way back, we're gonna hit a couple neighborhoods. We are on the road, bumps right up next to the sound. They are strict about coming back there without a pass. You have to know an address to go back there at the guard gate to Collington Harbor. It's a nice big old house, beach house.
Wow, look at that porch. Sorry.
You don't care about being on here, do you? All right, here we are. Might be able to see we got a couple geese in the water, and that was the stretch that we just took, the road we just took here to come in here. Actually, in the distance on the right corner of the screen, probably here, you can see Bermuda Bay, where we came from. Those bright, colorful houses, the perfect indicator. So it looks like we might be actually on like kind of a tourist housing street, but I might be wrong. Could be. Never mind. They probably just have a lot of money. A lot more than I do. Okay. Say bye to the geese for now. We're gonna head back and hit a couple neighborhoods. A lot of people who live back here probably retired, or it could be just a slew of a lot of locals trying to make rent all together into one house. There's all kinds of different scenarios out here. And then another house could be Airbnb. You never know. It's a mixed bag these days here on the Outer Banks. You got some guys looking at me crazy while I'm trying to make this left turn here. Don't mind me, I see y'all get some tree work done. I used to do tree business myself, and I used to stare at everybody that used to walk right by as well. Got my fiance here in the truck with me, say hey. She waved. That's good enough. And we're gonna hit up another one of the newest neighborhoods that have been built here on Collington Road. It's not that new, but it is new to Collington. Along with these roads, these are all freshly paved roads with a bike path. Probably a much needed improvement because it was quite dangerous. And then my fiance is going to tell y'all about this coffee shop, Higher Grounds. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to put her on blast, but she does not want to be up here. She's just laughing because it's funny to listen to me narrate these videos, because I never expected to do this. But since you guys have commented that you guys like this, I'm going to keep narrating. All right, here we go. See, they don't even have full-grown grass yet. Collingwood, another neighborhood of carbon copy houses where they all look exactly the same. Some of the colors on these are pretty much the same. I know one total person that lives back here, but the way they develop the other housings, it seems that this will be just keep adding on and keep adding on and keep adding on. Blocked on both sides here, obviously, because I've never really been back here that much. Just showing you guys around. Try to go back a little deeper back here. Right, seems nice and peaceful back here. Not really on top of each other like the other ones. Still not very spacious. That's why we enjoy Currituck, because we actually have some distance out there. Personal preference. Cummins dead end here. Looks like this house, whoever owns it, is really into some water sports. 2 boats and a kayak. A couple trailers. He is ready to go at any given good wave. Another boat here. People like their boats here. Obvious reasons. Surrounded by water.